In the early 6th century BCE, Persia was still a small kingdom. It was surrounded by powerful neighbors, Babylon to the west and the Medes to the north. At this time, the Persians were far from ruling an empire, but within just a few generations, everything would change. This is the story of how Cyrus the Great began his rise, starting with his grandfather, Cyrus I. Cyrus I ruled the Persian kingdom of Anshan in the first half of the 6th century BCE. He inherited the throne from his father, Teispes, and like many small rulers of the time, he lived under the shadow of larger empires. The west was dominated by Babylonia. To the north stood the Median Empire, led by a powerful king. To the east were scattered Elamite tribes. Cyrus I could not match their armies, so he accepted Median authority. Persia became a vassal state, paying tribute but keeping its own rulers. His cautious rule kept Persia alive. Most importantly, he secured the throne for the next generation. When Cyrus I died, his son Cambyses became king. Cambyses ruled in the same careful way, loyal to the Medes and respectful of their power. But he took one step that would change Persia's destiny. He married Mandane, the daughter of Astyages, king of the Medes. This marriage joined the Persian royal family with the ruling house of Media. From this union was born a child who would later rise above them all, Cyrus II, known to history as Cyrus the Great. Ancient writers like Herodotus tell us that Astyages, the Median king, had strange dreams before Cyrus was born. The dreams suggested that his grandson would one day overthrow him. Whether these stories are true or not, one thing is clear. From the moment of his birth, Cyrus was special. He carried both Persian and Median royal blood. To the Persians, he was a symbol of hope. To his grandfather, he was a possible threat. At the time, the Medes were the strongest force in the region. Their empire stretched across the Iranian plateau. Their capital, Ecbatana, stood as a symbol of their power. The Median armies were feared for their cavalry and archers. Not long before, they had joined the Babylonians to destroy the mighty Assyrian Empire. By the 6th century BCE, the Medes controlled vast lands, and Persia was one of their subjects. As a boy, Cyrus grew up in Persia under the care of his father, Cambyses. He learned the skills of a Persian noble, horseback riding, archery, and leadership. He was also raised in the traditions of the Achaemenid family, worshipping Ahura Mazda and honoring the sacred fire. Some accounts say that Cyrus also spent time at the Median court in Ecbatana. If true, this meant he saw both sides of his heritage, the proud but small Persian kingdom and the powerful Median empire that ruled over it. But Astyages, the Median king, did not trust his grandson. Herodotus tells us that he even tried to have the boy killed, fearing the prophecy of his dreams. According to the legend, a servant spared the child, and Cyrus survived in secret before returning to Persia. Whether legend or fact, this story shows the tension between the Median court and the rising young prince. For the Persians, Cyrus became a figure of destiny. They saw in him the chance for freedom from Median control. When Cambyses died around 559 BCE, Cyrus became king of Persia. He was still a vassal of the Medes, and outwardly he remained loyal. Tribute was still paid, and orders from Ecbatana were still respected. But Cyrus was no ordinary vassal. He had both the loyalty of the Persians and a direct link to the Median throne. This combination made him far more dangerous than Astyages realized. The rise of Cyrus the Great had begun. Soon, he would rebel against his grandfather, defeat the Medes, and begin building one of the greatest empires in history. In our next episode, we follow that rebellion, the war between Cyrus and Astyages, and the first victories that would place Persia on the world stage